Check. Checking that. Yo. Wait. Wait, I gotta turn the monitor off. I gotta put these, I gotta put this pasta away. Hold on. Well, let me play a chord while, I eat one more bite of pasta. Okay, that was a couple chords. That was more than one chord. I admit. I'll admit to it. Just yeah. Is it working? I don't know what it is with these colors. What do the colors mean? What are they? Orange, red, green. You even know?
Yep, that's what's up.
Okay. So for reals though, it's just another random time of day at another random location. I guess it's been a similar location recently, but that's the thing, guys. I don't know. My life never stays still, and I'm headed back on the road again tomorrow. And I don't know. It's sometimes I feel like there really is some weird like cosmic thing that's trying to keep me from doing this show, which then like sort of makes me feel like, oh, you're reading too much into it. Like who the fuck cares? Maybe that's just like your inner weird dialogue thing saying like, no, don't do the show. You should do the show. No, don't do the show. But it's almost like every time I try to just like get the ball rolling, that something gets in the way, and that's I hate to keep talking about that. But then again, I guess I'm never gonna be that 9 to 5 person. That's just not really in the cards, to be honest. So I what do you even, how do you even, I don't think any. Does that really matter? Does that stuff really matter? I'm not sure. I keep going back and forth. Should we just talk about the news? Talk about how Facebook is bad. How they're making weird decisions. I mean, we should just talk about that kind of stuff too. But that's what I'm wondering. Like, right? If this is just this little show, why would people care that much, you know? Like, why would there be... I was talking to Snafu Snaps the other day, and, like, he was like, bro, you got, like, a clone. You got, like, a fake truth. Like, a fake truth. I was like, what are you talking about? That can't be real. Like, but apparently there is. And then he, like, commented on one of these videos. It was, like, same name, said fake truth, and with the stars and everything. I don't know. He, like, pulled the same image somehow. And it looks like me. And I'm like, what? Like, why does it even matter? But it's almost like empowering in a way. That's the bizarre thing. I think even small voices these days, it's getting drowned out. Cause I don't know about you guys. Like my YouTube feed is not what it used to be. It's like a lot more mainstreamy kind of stuff. Even though I am subscribed to like hundreds of channels, it seems like every time I go over to discover, it's just the same, or it's a little bit different, right? It's less of the edgy people. It's more of the like ancient aliens, you know, Nibiru, you know, like the safe stuff, Machu Picchu and that kind of stuff. Like I just and it's hard to explain. It's hard to even put your finger on the words, but there's something different there. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think. I thought this was worth looking into, though. There's seems to be this dialogue, and it's going to continue to the election. Obviously, no big surprise there. That this whole next cycle is going to get used to change some hearts and minds. Because I know mine was during the last election cycle, and there's no doubt that there's going to be another shift in basically the global mindset. You know, it is America, but these things have waves, you know. The the style of like brain functioning is definitely different in Europe, but with all the all the worst echoes of what's happening in America, you know, the losses of attention span and the general fragmentation that goes worldwide, and it's almost like it felt like it started with the T-Man here, right? But the more I look at this stuff, you realize how just it's a story. It's a very engrossing, like, bestseller of a story. Highly compelling, great characters, but characters nonetheless, right? They're like these archetypes, and you know, yeah, good guys, but stories nonetheless. I want to get into this stuff. It's just it comes in and out of focus for me, right? Sometimes it seems wildly important, and other times I almost want to say like shut it all down, you know, like all this nonsense in here, like you're not gonna find what you're looking for. Like it's outside. You just gotta go look at the stars. Not even. It doesn't even have to be that beautiful of a situation. And that's what makes me think, yeah, get back out there. But there's worthy fights going on here on YouTube. I mean, I know my mind has been affected. by the stories here. As I'm sure everybody, everybody that's here on YouTube at all in any active way, they've had their mindset changed. And not that the power of that was not realized before, but it really is getting locked down. It's getting locked down hard. And right, what is this story? I mean, I got caught up on the story of these archetypes, but the story of these lies, this fakeness happening in campaign ads, and how it's sort of pushing onto that next level where, right, it was bad. Yeah, it definitely like distorted stuff. I get where you're coming from. Maybe you distorted the numbers when delivering them. Maybe not so many fake ads were posted as you made it seem like, or quoted like a big number like 1,000, at least 1,000, maybe 2. Surrounded it with some like scary words, and then got everybody terrified about a certain thing that, right, it's murky. There's definitely a danger there, but is there a danger enough to funnel us down this path to, yeah, basically being able to lose the ability to post just anything? Your thoughts, and that's right. Even if they're just rambling and wandering, and right, maybe this thing could just like go off the rails, right? And I just like click over here, right? Like, what's the deal with this video? What's going on with that? And that's right. I know I'm being totally like non sequitur, but it's also just still, the fact that I can even do this, that I can change my tab, I can go click over here, visit this other person's website, maybe read something from it. All of this feels like, right, like it's just a matter of time before this isn't really allowed. That this is going to be even, right, because it's happening with the movies and the TV and all that kind of stuff. You can't clip from that stuff anymore, right? Comment videos are done. And that's right. It's hard to keep track of these large communities that just die away, that they're gone, right? That leaders of those communities get shut down or something, and there's just enough other sort of distractions and entertainment out there for you to just forget about it, right? Same reason I keep clicking on what's in my Discover feed as opposed to sifting through the 300 channels that I'm actually subscribed to. Because, right, I'm in the same boat. I don't got time to read all this long article. Maybe I'll just read the tweet. I want to see this video, though, right? I haven't seen it. You guys seen it? I haven't seen the actual video. I feel like I've read and seen a ton of headlines talking about the video. And again, right, from everything that I've read, using like the most basic of editing software and techniques to like superimpose stuff on each other, right? Nothing like deep fake status level mind-blowingness. It's just a video. But somehow, right, it's not just about the video, it's about like tearing at the seams of what we're allowed to do and think and be and click on and show each other? Or is that just more in the same direction, right? Helping them on their way to like keep us locked down, right? Because I do, that's one thing I keep feeling is like, it really is about that state of mind. It's about those emotions that are flowing through you day in, day out. Because that really is the kind of stuff that like gets passed down through generations. And if there really is some like Matrix style situation and they are feeding off your bad emotions, then right, this whole system just like works really well for that, especially this whole community of just like danger and asteroids and scary stuff happening, you know. And right, I love it all. I definitely do. But it's almost like I don't know, I gotta keep reassessing what's actually important. Do we care about our quality of lives? Right? Can we picture having a better life than we have right now without even knowing what it feels like? Right? What if you got a penis transplant? What it what if? I mean, this is 17 minutes of writing. I mean, who has time for that? But you can click on you see a picture. It's almost like you read the article just now. I did read a whole bunch of this article because I think it is interesting. You have a lot of, fluidifying of the genders and changes in the behavior and everything that's going on there. You hear a lot more about, right, as far as changing your sex going in the other direction. But if this kind of stuff really gets more developed and more on the table, right, it's not like it's actually gonna work. It's just, right, every time you see a story about medical breakthroughs and important things, I can't help but think about how it is going to get socially leveraged, and that's just this sort of sad state of affairs. But something I tend to drift towards, right? Am I being pessimistic? Press 1 for maybe. And again, just layers and layers of black hole. Just, I don't even know if it's information, right? We're talking 3 minutes of article here, not exactly mind blowing, just talking about this black hole flickering. But all of a sudden, we just spent a couple more minutes thinking about black holes, trying to read some numbers that probably have esoteric meaning and but add to this sort of mystique of everything. And obviously acronyms that always spell something out. That is key for space stuff. Talking a lot about, right, explaining the nature of black holes and how they will tear matter from passing objects that, like, well, maybe this same mechanic might happen to the Earth, right? And maybe that's what those big gouges on, below South America and between the continents are, It was the black hole reaching down to Earth and just grabbing that shit, taking it to the black hole. If black holes are even real. Am I right, guys? Maybe. Is this even the same article, right? Or I guess it's talking about the same J1820-0070, right? I'm not that good with numbers. I'm sure this has some sort of, right, you could tease it out. I like to keep to the simple numbers. 2, 3, 4. You can see those patterns. I mean, as you can see, it's just a total, just random collection of articles. But that's, I don't know, I like to just see if you can tease out the connections there, right? What are Earth changes and our apparent just failure at safeguarding the planet? How does that relate to all this black hole news, all this asteroid news, asteroids being in Fortnite and in everybody's articles all the time? Just in your face. You watched some TV last night? Oh, it was a black hole. Was the villain? No, are you joking? No, yeah, he was a black hole. Like, that's who the... Was he black? Yeah, no, he was also black, but that wasn't really, like, pressed upon very much. Yeah, no, that was just sort of passed by. right? That also almost sounds like a crazy person talking. But if you caught that episode about the Flash, then you know that that's what happened last week on the Flash. The black hole was the villain. And the black hole's the villain, and we are the villain for creating work. You killed those muscles. That was like one of you guys listening right now. It was actually one of those burritos that you ate, and like threw the plastic wrapper out, and that's why these muscles died. Like, don't you feel bad? I mean, I don't want to point anybody specifically out because that would just be right. I don't want them to think about it too much, but I'm sure I helped too. Black holes, you being at fault for what's going on around here. And, right, even when it's totally true, like the general rewriting of history, we're going to shake some stuff up. I do remember reading Howard Zinn many years ago, and if you read even just like the first couple pages, he gets into Columbus and some firsthand accounts of this guy, and yeah, there's like a bunch of stories of him just like chopping people's heads off. He was really into chopping people's heads off, and you from the right, 'cause since it's a firsthand account, you can really sort of catch the vibe of like just landing in a spot, right? Whether there was ultra advanced civilizations in South America before this happened, that's sort of not relevant, but right, possibly the Spanish showing up, thinking that they're showing up for the first time, and then seeing like just a gang load of people, it's just people for days all over the place, and then being like, well, I don't know these guys, like, and they're not fighting back. Like, let me try to hurt him. Like, oh, I just chopped his leg off, and he didn't. Like, his friends aren't attacking. Like, dude, check this out. Like, and then you just get a little carried away. You start chopping heads off, and making people your slaves. And then I'm not saying like it's a good thing. I feel like it's important to just keep talking about how like plastic people's minds are, and how right, all of us can remember a time when we used to think a completely different way, or believe like really, really strongly or powerfully about something that, right, maybe now you just are indifferent, or you totally realize was a total trick, fraud, and don't believe that thing anymore. In any case, I mean, I feel like we know these feelings, but in order to keep track of the grand narrative, what is the deal here, right? Why are we trying to shut down this guy that chopped off heads, that didn't discover America, that was just created a whole giant lie? Right? I keep seeing these days the duality is really everywhere, and it seems like this was almost done on purpose, that the previous generation, the whole baby boomer generation, were made to believe in America, in a country that, right, once their kids got to it, was completely different already. And then it's almost like, I don't know, it's proceeding to go in the complete opposite direction, so that, right, because I remember celebrating Columbus in school and be like, yeah, that guy's tight. I mean, back in elementary school, like, right, they told us he discovered America. He seems like a nice guy. He's got cool clothes. He's got that Nina Pinta and Santa Maria. Like, it just took those 3 boats and they found America. Like, good job, guys. If that's what they're telling you, like, how are you supposed to know anything else? And then you read all the other stuff and you're like, oh my god, he's just chopping off heads. This guy's a total dick face. But a lot of people didn't read that about Columbus, right? They just kept believing in the way that was presented in school, where it's just like, that guy's tight. We like that guy. He's my homie.
Christopher Columbus.
Yes.
Will you be my friend?
Anyways, as you can probably like feel at this point, right? This show is not completely on the rails, but that's because it's been an ultra long day of heavily taxing mental tasks. Just a relentless onslaught. What do we got now? It's 11:30. It's been doing this for way longer than 12 hours. And that's just right. That turns my mind into this melting pot, but maybe something. I always think there's something good can come out of whatever, right? Even just a totally unfocused stream. There's probably some. There's it seems like there's some good chat going on. What's going on in the chat? We got Paige Robinson and Carol Lowe. Oh, the Ann Lynn show's here. What's up, Ann Lynn show? Florida Patriot. Yeah, it's good to see you guys. You know, I appreciate you tuning in. That is not just an automatic thing. I appreciate that. Now, just wanted to check on this. I wanted, because it's fake news. I think it's worth talking about since it's the Fake Truth Show. Like, what happens when mainstream article writers are calling out other mainstream article writers for showing fake videos or showing videos that are not of the thing that they're saying they're of, right? Where it was really just like a military guys having fun, like on the weekend, not Syria getting bombed and people getting murdered. Because, right, that's another thing you should feel real bad about too, is all those people that are dying. Oh man, and they're getting hurt while they're dying too. Right? And I don't want to make light of their suffering, but just bringing it back to that Archon style, just sucking off your brain energy. I know it in myself. I'm a lot easier to manipulate and mess with when I'm at a low frequency, low energy level. Like right now, I'm not at a super high frequency energy level, and I feel like, right, you could possibly like convince me to get a timeshare. Like, I don't have that kind of money, but maybe you could convince me. And when you're just constantly worried about all this angry stuff happening, the country's just falling apart, and it's a total nightmare, and everybody in charge is just going crazy, and then the news media is like lying about everything. Like, why? How can we digest all of that and still not let it bring us down completely to their level? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How can I watch TV and not get the brainwashing? How can I suck down these news articles and keep my frequency high? Because that's almost, I don't know, it's like a good test almost, a way to check for the truth. I guess you gotta be vigilant. You gotta be checking out what you're saying, what you're thinking. But I still feel like it's possible to find the truth, to know in your brain hole that, like, yeah, that thing I just read, I believe that. I can feel it. Like, I've known it since I was a small little just entity, like long before. I'm talking more things like, the rule of three, or, I guess some mathematical stuff, or just the general, like, fractal perfectness of nature and all of that kind of stuff. Like, there's just deep wisdom out there. And then if you use that same bellwether and you read the news articles, right? Can we split it down the middle here, right? Because they still win if you're just mad about them faking using fake video. That's them still winning and getting your mind bended in the right direction. That's what Gizmodo's wanting you. Oh, good. This is only gonna take 2 minutes. I don't have longer than 2 minutes. Yeah, I was just reading Florida Patriots comment. Thanks, for contributing. They have their art. It's warped. I keep trying to find the good opening line for people that, right, you just want to dip their toes in the nature of reality. And I keep trying to find that just quick little pitch where you got a little bit of their attention. It's gonna be gone soon, and right, but it can't be a story that triggers any of those trigger points, right, all these words that I probably shouldn't say. The thing that happened in New York, and then the other thing that happened in New York, and all those New York things. Maybe some of the wars. There's got to be something that isn't on people's defenses. But honestly, I think about it, and I do try to make that pitch to, not strangers, but people that you're willing to just check out for a second, right? But as soon as you come up to any of these subjects, like stuff being fake, yeah, dude, CNN shows fake videos all the time, like basically nonstop. And that's why I'm saying Gizmodo wins if that's where your brain processes stop, because it's almost like they're embracing the divide so they can push it out even further. That, right, you're gonna be on Gizmodo's. You gotta be on Gizmodo's side. They're like, screw these ultra mainstream guys. I'm gonna be with the hip young people. And we should probably get chips, and not just Fritos. I'm talking about implants. Let's get those chips. Which is what you would say if you worked at Gizmodo. I'm assuming. Right, side by side. So it's just interesting to me. This is the kind of stuff where, right, you look at footage from Las Vegas, or other sort of events, right, with explosions. You're analyzing, did that explosion happen from that certain corner at that certain time? Well, I don't think so, right? Doesn't look like it. It looks like it was, Well, I did this comparison with this other video, and they look exactly the same. Damn, maybe they lifted that video from that other thing, right? That's not something. That's something that used to happen a bunch here on YouTube, actually, but it's moved into the mainstream. And I don't know if I got the point through. I didn't even know if I got it for myself, but that. Right? It seems like the only thing that really is important in any of these articles ever is that which side are you on, right? Are you on the left? Are you on the right? Are you on this side? Whose side are you on? Well, what if, I don't know, it's like a radical statement now to be like, I'm on both of your sides. Or neither of your sides. Like, you're sending us down a false path where the discussion leads nowhere and is actually not that important, and a distraction. It's a distortion. It's not the right thing.
Not the right thing. I'm What just happened? Yeah, no, this is very meandering. I totally get that, and I appreciate you guys for sticking with me. But, right, maybe the meandering is because I'm under the spell, right? I'm under a hex. I can't see straight. I just keep getting hexed over and over again. It's like thousands of times a second. Just a hex. Oh, you should get in the box. You should fit in. It'd be easier. Stop doing the stream. It's weird.
Stop doing the stream. But what if I want to? What if I want the stream to make no sense and just sort of wander? Yeah. That's right, Carolyn Lowe. MSM is a cancer. Just like me. I am also a cancer. A cancer on your soul. And that's right. I guess that's all I got. That's all I got for you right now. I'm gonna pack my stuff, throw away all the food in my fridge, and not come back for a couple weeks. And I don't know. I'll see what I can do. I'm not bringing my setup with me though. So, damn. And again, it's like simulation. It's like, nah. Stop getting distracted. Get back in the hex. Go back to your job. Just do the job. Do the job better. The stream is distracting you from your job that you should be doing better. Go do the job. Stop. Just get in your hexagon. Can you fit in better? I mean, right? A little bit. Alright, for real this time though. I'm gonna get out of here. And see you guys later, I'll be back. I always come back. You can see the video outputs though. See, somebody's attacking the stream. I got bad bandwidth. Is this really that dangerous? Just some rambling, like some legit ass full on ramble. Very dangerous for your brain.
Don't listen to my random words like popsicle. Yeah, that's right. Popsicle was the word. I just want to make sure.
I want to make sure you heard the word, that the word was popsicle.